It's too funny.
You want to get another one?
Yeah, sure.
Trained in the ancient mystic arts of combat, he is a disgraced Canadian kickboxing champion who can't remember his past.
Guy could be a ninja for all he knows.
A hired gun sent to paradise. Ninja paradise. A lone wolf on a suicide mission to stop a communist terrorist scientist.
I would like you to be the Death Ninja Assassins.
Now he must face an army of genetically engineered super ninjas.
Hi, I'm Tim Tracey. I'm the director of Canadian Ninja! So I'd have to say this all started at a Halloween party.
And I tried to pull off the Chuck Norris Delta Force costume, like with the little Uzis. Just burst through the door, shoot everyone. That was awesome.
I could see it right then. It was just... Oh!
I remember when you first approached me with the idea, I was like, you know, I want to do this ninja movie and I want you to be the action hero. And it's like, this little like, oh.
Generally, the way that you're able to create an indie film is by having it be very dialogue driven, very minimal, like maybe one location and just like a few people, very small cast. That's not what we did. A helicopter, cars, boats, planes, ninjas getting ripped in half.
A bunch of us with a dream and going out and doing it. Maybe we're just, you know, bypassing all that bureaucracy and red tape and everything like that. In its essence, indie film is like having a dream and following it through to the end.
My name is Daniel O'Neill. I did music and sound for Canadian Ninja.
Troy Kirker. I worked some special effects, splattery, intestine-fueled bloodshed.
I'm Jason Johnson. I'm a props and sets builder, and for Canadian Ninja, I built a miniature version of Buck North for the animation sequence, drug sequence, trip out sequence, mushroom trip.
My name is Martin Noel, and I was a boom operator / sound mixer on Canadian Ninja.
I act Black Lotus. Also, so many different kind of ninja too. One day I hang on a tree. I ride an airplane.
I'm Sam Campbell. My name's Chris. Knowing Tim for a while, he asked me to help out with his latest opus, which was Canadian Ninja, and I was going to be involved if he needs someone to help write dialogue, wrangling props, craft services, or, you know, just herding the cats.
Hi, my name's Joseph McDougall. I was the fight choreographer for Canadian Ninja. I was also Jangus, and a few of those ninjas you saw getting kicked around.
Tim and I have been working together on movies and whatever weird projects for like... The first thing we started with was the Donald Doodle Donker. And we played a lot of paintball and came up with these scenario games and things like that.
We did the Dark Carnival paintball series together. The Man with Nothing to Lose. Busted Plastic. Flicker. Kill a TV. Grit Town. And we kind of had an idea after fumbling our way through that how to sort of make an indie film work. So a lot of the cast and crew from Canadian Ninja worked on the Grit Town project. So you had Nick Baxter, Chris Campbell, Ami Goto, Zach Rollins, Jasper Squire.
Yeah, the list of projects we did together is like, it goes on for a ways and it spans a long time.
I love ninjas. If you're watching this, you probably love ninjas too. I love ninjas because they're so sneaky, fast, smoke bombing all around, and then all of a sudden you look over here and they pop up behind you and cut your head off. Ninjas are able to train themselves to not feel hunger. They could sit in a tree still for days and days. They are really the epitome of mind over matter.
It's one of those things that's just been co-opted by pop culture and is just such an extreme coolness.
Ninja folklore is fascinating because there's so much blurring the lines between fact and fiction. They didn't record a lot of these things, and it was kept as sort of like family secrets. I went to the Ninja Museum in Iga, Japan, and they would have displays that they were like, this is a ninja thing, but we don't know what it's for. Ninjas disappear in a puff of smoke. Where that folklore comes from is actually from the Black Egg, which is really fascinating and totally horrifying, where the ninjas would suck out an egg and empty it and then fill it up with like crushed glass, and then they could reach in their tunic or whatever and crush this egg and throw it in your face and disappear into a cloud of smoke or blindness.
They got a lot of cool weapons too, a lot of toys.
I think the first ninjas I saw were probably those little plastic figures, like, you know, the Green Army Men. I had this set that was like, they weren't army men, they were like black and white ninjas.
Probably the first time I discovered ninjas was through G.I. Joe.
All the G.I. Joe ninja stuff. And I was a big G.I. Joe fan as a kid, so I think that's where it started.
Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, Jinx in the mix.
Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. And that was my first introduction to ninjas. I was probably, 6 or 7 years old. And here's this one good ninja in black who can't talk, and then this evil ninja in white who's his nemesis.
Storm Shadow was my favorite. There's something really sinister about his all-white costume and the cockiness of that.
I remember reading some of the comics, and they kind of fleshed out the backstory of these two ninjas, and being trained by the same master and getting thrown in with these different sides of a conflict.
It was 2 years later that the whole Ninja Turtles thing happened.
Well, I became obsessed with the ninja type thing with Ninja Turtles, so I remember going to see those movies, and then afterwards, it's like when you go to see a movie, and then when you come out, you start kicking stuff, and you're jumping over stuff with your buddies, and you just want to be a ninja.
Running around the house, flipping over the couch, being a kid that jumped down as many stairs as I could at a time, and like doing a duck and roll down the hallway into the kitchen for no reason.
Well, growing up as a kid, and the thing we would do was like, all right, we're going to bed, and then we'd be like, all right, let's get ready. And we'd put the t-shirt over our face, get all in black and stuff. And our goal was to sneak around the house and spy on mom and dad, and super pissed, Nick, stop sneaking around the house and stuff, I'm super pumped now because Ellie, my daughter, is she's 4, and she's super energetic, and she's just starting to get to the age where we can start playing dart guns and stuff like that. And she was a ninja for Halloween, which was awesome. I remember seeing her do some ninja moves, and she's all yeah, super into it. Whoa! It's gonna be fun to pass on that love of dart guns and sneaking around and stuff like that. Maybe we'll be able to sneak up on her mom and stuff.
When it got to the point where I was gonna make this project, it was because I really wanted to make something fun and playful. I really wanted to explore and learn more about special effects, practical effects, but have a really great experience and a really great adventure. And I didn't realize how big an adventure it would be at the time.
Writing this script was really fun. I mean, it was more or less, you know, I was thinking back on old ninja movies, and we could do that, but we could make it even more funny and over the top. We could do anything.
Let's have him kill a ninja with a pencil.
Getting to write a script where a guy who was so skilled at his skills that he just was too skilled. He's in the realm of kickboxing, but he's too powerful for it.
I'm in this kickboxing match. Yeah. Oh, you punch me? Well, take this. Bam! Broken back. You know.
And because he doesn't understand his own strength, it is kind of destroyed him. And this story is him sent on a mission to destroy himself. And through that journey, he comes to terms with who he is. And that is Buck North, the Canadian ninja, not Buck North, Ninja Destroyer.
The image of Buck and Buck's essence is all pulled from our 80s childhood. And I just kind of tried to sprinkle a little bit of the Nick Baxter spice on top. I bought the Buck vest at the flea market at the Khyber. This is like a cool tea jacket. I was like, it was almost painful to like cut it all up and stuff. Started going with the sandpaper and I was like, whoa, but it turned out perfect. The biggest challenge for me was, you know, stage fright, to put it simply, like getting over, you know, being right there on camera the whole time with all these people around. They're all focused on you. Like, that was a lot to kind of get over. The physical things, not so much, because, you know, I could do that. It would be hard, it would wear on you, but it was just like falling on the ground or doing whatever, that's easy. I'm a very laid-back guy, and, you know, a lot of times I go with the flow, but I do have a point where I snap. I just kind of burst like, whoa! And I think, you know, that probably played through in Buck quite a bit. Because that's just the way I am, and that's how Buck became.
There was this moment where he did this big backbreaker move. And then he was just in this big voice, backbreaker! Backbreaker! Oh, it transformed the character just right there. And the other really big thing that I think was really fundamental to the Buck North character was after that, right after we did that move, he was just goofing around again, and he went all like...
the scene and just like off the cuff.
In front of me is the action hero for Canada.
Alright, you know, I'm like the rigid action guy that just does action and like has awkward lines and stuff. But I had a dream. I dreamt that I was Buck and he was like super like easygoing, cracking jokes and stuff. And I woke up and was like, whoa, that's really the Buck. And I don't think I really got to embody that Buck, but I remember that feeling. It was like, wow, that's Buck. You know, he was kind of a hillbilly and funny and like loaded at the party. And that was the Buck North. Maybe we'll see him in the sequel. But
when I was a kid, I was a huge wrestling fan, and I decided to pull from that some of the aspects that would make Jangus Jangus.
He's an animal. He's a cannibal. The undefeated, undisputed Ninja Paradise Island Pit Fighter Champion, Jangus the Destroyer!
Buck North, fear that obstacle in your way that is Jangus! Yeah! Now Jangus will rule supreme!
Playing Iron Face was the first time I did a real fight sequence in a movie that was beyond a little scuffle I did in Grit Town, another of Tim's films. And it was great to have people like Joe on board who were able to say like, no, you know, you want to move your hips this way, you want to put your stance that way. I'm not a trained, you know, physical actor. So that was hard for me. I had to use my body and what could be seen of my eyes to really push the character.
Now I will kill you like I killed your sensei.
You killed my sensei?
Yes.
Being able to play Iron Face in Canadian Ninja allowed me to be a lot bigger on screen than I am, and it's just such a like fun role. The villain is always more fun because the good guy has to worry about how he's perceived, whereas the bad guy just has to be a bad guy.
The hand cannon. It's sort of like a shotgun, but it shoots like, you know, anti-aircraft bullets. It's really cool to see it actually like shooting the fireworks.
We built everything for that movie, you know, all the props. Yeah.
Me and Nick slapped together his machine gun.
We're building a helicopter this weekend. How are we gonna make this work? You know, take an old 60s VW van and make a helicopter. And I showed up and there was a whole crew of you guys. And you had it well underway at that point. Wow, you know, this is really gonna work. When we're actually filming the helicopter scene, having like people outside like rocking the van just to like make it feel like it was moving.
Mike Holmes and Roxy Peterson play Skinner and Gunner.
How the hell you bring someone back from the front anyway?
Shy, Skinner! Sorry about that, Mr. Wolf. He's got a big mouth and a little pecker. Makes it hard for him to make friends.
And then Mike came on to be our narrator for a trailer.
A lone wolf on a suicide mission. A hired gun sent to paradise. Ninja Paradise Island.
One of my favorite things on this project was having Jason Johnson come on board and build us this incredible G.I. Joe Buck North. Because Tim and I were talking about G.I. Joes, I made him a basic black ninja. And then at some point I had got this wrestling action figure. The head of the wrestler I thought looked a lot like Buck North. So then I just basically looked at Buck North top to bottom, like what's he got for pants? Just a basic camouflage, similar to Flint's. So I have a kit that's head, arms, body, shorts, pants, and boots. And I just went through to find the most ideal parts.
It's pretty flattering to meet this guy. First of all, I recognized parts of the body, like this is Sergeant Slaughter.
So I just went with the Sergeant Slaughter, who basically just wears a black shirt. It's perfect. Big Boa, who's like a boxing instructor, has beefy arms, perfect for Buck. The only thing that's not original in G.I. Joe is the gloves. There was a fault with the original Joes, and that's that thumbs could break really easy. So I went with a more modern figure, and I wanted him to have some ankle tilts, so I went with contemporary style boots. Cut the original boots off, dremelled out a hole for the new boots to actually slide right in. So it actually looks like fabric where it curls underneath. His face is just, he captured it. And he's even got removable throwing knives, in case he needs. Yeah.
I was just secretly hoping he would be mine one day.
So having this action figure really opened up a lot of possibilities.
Tell me more. I break ninjas' backs and ladies' hearts.
The Rocket Dragon.
Rocket Dragon, yeah!
we needed to do things that people just couldn't do. So Tim was able to rig this dummy up, had a cardboard cutout of a face of a ninja, and then put a mask over that cardboard face. From far away, it was like, you threw him, it was like, oh!
Light a firework and drop it in.
Bazooka bonus round.
Shooting them out of a bazooka. A rush. Because they're right by your head. You hear them like, woof, woof.
Oh man, you mean like the ninja village?
A full-on miniature village to blow up.
We bought a lot of fireworks. Beautiful. It was like eating bacon for the first time.
I think one of my favorite things about this production was some of the ninja swaps and some of the whip pan, sort of true 80s style effects switch magic that we would be doing. So we used a lot of sort of like bait and switch kind of moves like that, like a magic show, like what's going on in this hand, and then this hand's actually doing all the dirt, switcheroo, whatever kind of fancy things, and then, oh, look what we got back over here.
Pull the tree out of the ground and like that little gag, and you busted out these nunchuck skills. And when Joe popped out of the leaves, that was where we transitioned into actually starting to do some fight scenes and things like that, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
So as the fight choreographer for Canadian Ninja, I was able to bring to the table Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, Filipino stick fighting, Chikungo, and Muay Thai, kickboxing. Throughout the movie, I was able to use and utilize all those different forms of martial arts, trying to bring them together to make a fight scene really like have that pow.
Your ninja healing powers are quite advanced.
I guess it's only the face that's iron.
We were always short on crew and cast. So the solution for that was to always have the crew dress up like ninjas.
We'd have 3 ninjas or 4 ninjas, but we had to turn them into 30 ninjas.
Everyone was a ninja.
Mark Kinney was the grip electric on that, and even disguised himself as one of the ninja and get beat up. I was surprised that Mark did that, but like everybody was so enthusiastic about the movie that everybody was up to do anything basically.
Every film that I've worked on with Tim, it's the real thread that is in every film is community. He really fosters the people that he works with. He just lets them do what their strengths are, and he knows how to let people be who they are and do exactly what they're best at. When we were at the NATO satellite station, Tim said, just shoot, do whatever you want. And that's what I did, and we made a great film. It's really fun, and he does that with everybody. He brings out the best strengths that they have to bring to every project that he works on.
So what kind of benefits does your company have?
Well, free dental, which is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I love the free dental, eh?
Right,
That's so good.
Yeah, not so much, they frown upon unions.
Oh, they don't like the union.
What about workers' compensation?
Well, you know, if you got a good claim.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know this ninja, he's been out for about 2 months. Back problems, right?
Number 14.
Yeah, that guy.
They're lazy, lazy. I've never
guy.
seen someone so lazy, really, though.
You gotta be careful, eh? Yeah, watch what you're doing. It's important.
Not being on set for any of this, I was really surprised the first time that I saw the set for the confrontation with the communist terrorist scientist. I have No idea where that is or how they got access to it.
Like, that's a legit NATO radar station that was decommissioned. And then the guy who bought it was just like, yeah, you guys are doing a ninja movie? That's awesome. Here's the keys.
I remember after we finished our first day of shooting on Saturday, and Joe disappeared. It was like,
what happened to Joe?
And people were freaking out.
We gotta get a search party together.
A lot of the building didn't have power to it, so we'd be going like with flashlights and like looking through all these like tunnels. And
this is like a industrial building with long corridors and rooms full of machinery and stuff. And this guy that we'd never met gave us the keys to the gate and said, yeah, go have fun for the weekend. So it was like kind of, maybe there is a killer here or whatever. And we eventually found Joe sleeping in his car. He just left and went to sleep in his car for some reason, because there's a huge building, we could sleep anywhere, but whatever.
Whenever someone was on set that had a free hand, holding a blood hose was not uncommon.
Get punched in the face, spit the blood out over top of the camera, not at the camera. But if I get punched in the face, I don't know where I'm spitting blood. I'm getting punched in the face.
For me, what sticks out, things like throwing dummies off the roof of buildings, sticking fake spears and such through multiple ninjas.
Well,
it's just overwhelming. Like when I try and think back, okay, you know, the golf cart scene, jumping off the golf cart, silly putty on my face, and then like Aaron jumping like 10-foot drop into the water, and Nathan floating in the water in his wetsuit for the whole day.
We're gonna shoot the underwater intro scene. Buck and Bloody Ninja entering the sea. So that requires Jesse here to be dropped into the water, bleeding from the neck.
That's tiring shit. I could do a crazy jump and roll and pick a dummy up over my head and throw it off a roof like one time. No problem. I can do it once. Doing it 3 or 4 times or 5 times or, you know, 8 times. So it'd be like, that's when it started to get to be tough. He's like, oh, like throwing the dummy off the roof there is like the first time, yeah. Second time, yeah. And it's like, oh my God, okay. And it just starts getting heavier and heavier. It's like, I was standing on a picnic table on the mini plane. I was like, all right, we're crashing. And somebody was like, light the smoke grenade, and they held it down. And it was just like, all right, here comes the smoke. It's like, whoa, there's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of smoke. And then I heard someone like, all right, get him out of there, get him out of there. And they pulled me out, and I was like, woo.
God, get him out of there. You're right. Jesus.
Oh my God. The crew was generally very small except for certain shoots. The pit fight was like our ultimate pinnacle of the production. We'd put 1.5 years into fight training and prep and building props. We got everybody there. We just like shoot this whole thing in one day. I mean, really that should have been a 3-day shoot, but we had to cut the kitchen sink bit, but we had everything else in it.
There was just so much sticky blood, sweat, smoke. It really felt like a pit fight.
I didn't need to do anything technical because I was hiring a pro crew from Halifax. They all had it covered.
So on the clench, you start the paint.
That was great. All right. Moving on. All right, so clear the floor, cardboard.
It was a bloody mess.
What was it, molasses? Poured molasses all over the floor? maybe it was corn syrup, like bottles and bottles all over the floor, and I was like, and because I knew I had to roll around in this, and I was like, oh my god, corn syrup.
Roll sound, Tom. Rolling. Roll camera. Roll B camera. 5, 6. One Quebec, take one. Mark.
Give your little shove back. Headbutt fast.
I just remember the moment while we were watching the monitor for that head splat with the hammer and being like,
You got one take at this.
and then it went off and we were like, oh shit, that was awesome.
You know, it was a homemade ninja head made out of a melon. And its eyes were kind of weird and its mask was kind of weird. And we're all looking at it. We had all these volunteer ninjas out. But there was that one that kind of resembled the fake ninja head that we had. So we swapped him in and got him getting hit in the head with the plastic hammer. We swapped in the fake ninja head and then Jangus smashed it.
Eyes of this thing just bulged out.
We had the ability to kind of maneuver through this obstacle course that was making an independent feature film with not enough money, but we could sort of respond to that in an interesting way.
I'd like to say it was all sunshine and roses on a Tim Tracey production, but the fact is, it's independent cinema. Tim's making it with the budget that he has when he's not devoting, like, I don't know, 88 hours a week to making Canadian Ninja. He also has to work 40 hours a week to make money to put into Canadian Ninja. Tim put so much goddamn money into this project. And it's great because he wasn't restricted by anybody. This was his vision and he got to work on it. And I got to work on it with him. And that's cool.
People don't see the work behind the scenes and the organization before every shoot and going out and getting granola bars for everyone. And like, you know, it's insane. Like, I don't want to be in your shoes for that. I got the easy part.
If you're making a feature film and you have hardly any money, there's going to be some hiccups, you know, and you're going to have to get resourceful. And I think that was probably the thing that I'm the most proud of out of this project, is how much we all pulled together and found ways to make it work. I think my background in animation really made Canadian Ninja possible to go as big as we needed, because I would find a way to think not just outside the box, but maybe we could make the box a triangle.
You don't get to make a film like Canadian Ninja without pushing a bit of the limits in terms of, I don't know, safety or good taste or like protocol. And good, because otherwise shit like this wouldn't get made.
I think anybody who worked on this will always remember it, because this is not something you normally get to do. You know, there's no way that this film would have ever been funded, like through the official models. There's no way at my point in my career as an animator that I would have been given the green light to shoot my first feature film, an action ninja movie. Not going to happen. The only way that this movie was going to happen is if we stood up and made it happen. It took a lot of sacrifice. You know, that's it's just part of doing something you love, I guess.
I had to work really hard during the shooting. Like, I do a lot of stuff, and it was long days, lots of work, lots of bruises, but now I kind of get to soak up the glory of all that. Like, that's all I can say. I mean, it's yeah, I'm Buck North now, and it feels great.
That's the most important part of Canadian Ninja, the fun that we had doing it and the fun that you have watching it.
So many good friends that are involved in it. It's almost like a time capsule that we can like look back on and like, yeah, you know, this was the time of our lives where we made this crazy ninja movie, and you can't take that away. Like, that's gonna be with us forever. And I'm really proud to be part of it.
Flying Falcon.
Really lucky and proud that this team's been able to pull this all together. Overcome many adversities and just had a wicked dance party, yo.
Not ruling out a sequel. That's a whole other thing on, you know, that's a whole other monologue unto itself. And hopefully we pursue the funding before we film it.
Buck North is the Canadian Ninja.
We like the heroes, but I think that I'm gonna have a lot more fun creating the villains, the ridiculous villains for Buck to fight. I always had a thing for the bad guys. See, the only thing missing with this guy is battle damage Buck North.